What would you do if the person you loved most laughed in your face when you begged them to stop chasing a dream that could destroy them? I was 16 when I first saw the spark in Mom's eyes, the kind that flickered with dangerous hope every time she mentioned the big win. Her name was Clara, a single mother who worked double shifts at the diner to keep our small apartment above water. But the casino, that glittering beast on the edge of town, had her heart in its grip. I warned her, pleaded with her, but she mocked me, called me a kid who didn't understand ambition. Then in one cruel night, it all came crashing down. Mom wasn't always like this. She used to sing while she cooked, her voice warm like the Sunday mornings we spent together. But after Dad left, something broke inside her. The diner's tips weren't enough, and the bills piled up like a storm cloud. That's when she started going to the casino, at first just for fun, a way to blow off steam. She'd come home with stories of small wins, her laughter filling the apartment. I believed her when she said it was harmless. But soon, her evenings out grew longer, her stories fewer, and the spark in her eyes turned feverish. By the time I was 17, I knew something was wrong. I'd find casino chips in her purse, receipts for cash advances crumpled in her coat. She started missing shifts at the diner, claiming she was this close to a jackpot that would change everything. I tried to talk to her. "Mom, this isn't right," I said one night, holding up a bank statement showing our savings had dwindled to almost nothing. "You're gambling away our future." She laughed, a sharp, bitter sound that cut me deeper than any words. "Oh, Emma, you're so dramatic," she said, waving me off. "You think I don't know what I'm doing? I'm not some fool. I got a system. One big win. And we're set no more diner, no more scraping by. You'll see." Her confidence was a wall I couldn't break through. I was just a kid to her, too young to understand the thrill of a bet, the promise of a better life. But I saw the truth. She was chasing a mirage, and it was pulling us both under. The months blurred together, each one darker than the last. I took a part-time job at a grocery store to cover what Mom's tips no longer could. I stopped inviting friends over, ashamed of the empty fridge and the late-night arguments when I begged her to stay home. She'd roll her eyes, grab her purse, and head to the casino, leaving me with the echo of her laughter. I started to hate that place, its neon lights a taunt every time I passed it on my way to school. I hated how it made her feel alive in a way I couldn't. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. One night, while Mom was out, someone knocked on our door. I opened it to find a man in a cheap suit, his smile too wide, his eyes too sharp. "You must be Emma," he said, like we were old friends. "I'm Tony, a friend of your mom's from the casino." My stomach twisted. He wasn't there to chat. Tony was a loan shark, and Mom owed him money, a lot of it. He didn't threaten me outright, but his words were heavy with warning. "Tell Clara she's got till Friday to pay up, or things get complicated." He left a business card with a scrawled number, $10,000. I stood there, frozen, the card burning in my hand. Mom hadn't just gambled our savings. She'd borrowed money we couldn't repay. When she came home that night, reeking of cigarette smoke and cheap wine, I confronted her. "Who's Tony?" I demanded, holding up the card. Her face went pale, the spark in her eyes snuffed out for a moment. "It's nothing, Emma," she stammered. "I'll handle it." But I didn't believe her anymore. I begged her to stop, to get help, to see what she was doing to us. She snapped, her voice rising. "You think you know better than me? I'm doing this for us. One night, one win, and we're free." She stormed out, slamming the door, leaving me alone with the weight of her words. That night was the breaking point. I couldn't sleep, my mind racing with images of Tony's smile, of Mom at the slot machines, of our apartment being taken away. I decided to follow her. I borrowed a bike from a neighbor and pedaled to the casino, my heart pounding. The place was a maze of lights and noise, a world that swallowed people whole. I found Mom at a blackjack table, her hands trembling as she pushed a stack of chips forward. She didn't see me, but I saw her desperate, lost, betting everything on a single hand. I wanted to scream, to pull her away, but I was paralyzed. The dealer flipped the cards. Mom's face crumpled as the house won. She bet again, then again, each loss carving deeper lines into her face. By the time she stood up, her hands were empty, her eyes hollow. She'd lost it all, our savings, the loan, our future in one night. I slipped out before she saw me, tears blurring my vision as I biked home. The next morning, Mom didn't speak. She sat at the kitchen table, staring at the wall, a ghost of the woman who used to sing. I didn't say I told you so. I didn't have to. The eviction notice came a week later. We packed what we could and moved into a cramped motel room, the kind with stained carpets and a flickering TV. Tony never came back. Maybe he knew we had nothing left to take, but the fear lingered. But this isn't just a story about loss. It's about what came after. Mom hit rock bottom that night, but forced her to see what she'd become. She started going to meetings, talking to people who understood the pull of the casino's lights. It wasn't easy. There were days she'd cry, days she'd snap at me, days I wondered if we'd ever be okay. But slowly, she started to sing again, softly at first, then louder. I got a scholarship to college, and Mom found a new job, one that didn't leave her smelling of grease. We rebuilt, piece by piece, not because we won big, but because we learned to stop betting on miracles. Looking back, I don't hate Mom for what she did. I hate the casino, the lies it told her, the way it preyed on her hope. I hate how it made her mock me when I was only trying to save her. But I love her for fighting her way back, for proving that even when you lose everything, you can still find something worth holding on to. We're not rich, and we never will be, but we have each other, and that's enough. Sometimes, the biggest win isn't a jackpot, it's the courage to walk away.